Hey guys, welcome to Hope with Jonathan. I'm your host, Jonathan Trailer. I'm a 15-month kidney transplant recipient. And also, in July of 2019, I experienced emergency kidney failure that led me into the ICU for a couple of weeks until I ended up graduating to leaving in-center dialysis and progressed to home hemodialysis for a couple of months. And then I got the wonderful gift of life call for transplant. And that's a long story short, but I've actually had my actual story interview on here on Hope with Jonathan. You can actually catch it right here on this YouTube channel. I did an interview with our special guest tonight on her show on Facebook because of organ donation. It was based upon a book that she's written. So, guys, I hope you guys are ready. I hope you guys are ready to get involved, get engaged with this one. I hope you guys will smash that share button. I hope you guys will smash that subscribe button. If you haven't already, subscribe to us over here on YouTube. Please go over and hit that subscribe button. It would mean a lot to us. It would definitely mean a lot to the patients and people that we bring on here, the warriors that we bring on here to further spread education on there. There's my little guy. Share this, get this out there, guys. Let's get this out there to all your friends and family. And again, if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We definitely would appreciate it if you guys would subscribe to us over here on Hope with Jonathan. Hey, guys, all the way from Canada, Kyle Hawkridge from KWM is tuned in. So, hey, guys, I really appreciate it. Thanks again, Kyle, for tuning in to Hope with Jonathan. Always a huge supporter, so definitely appreciate you. But, hey, guys, our special guest tonight is Brenda Cortez, all the way from the Milwaukee, Wisconsin area. Brenda is a living kidney donor, guys. Also an author of her latest book is Because of Organ Donation. You can go check that out at becauseoforgandonation.com. Also, she's the founder of How the Owl, Help Others with Love. And I actually have my How the Owl right here. So this is my special co-host tonight, How the Owl. And you'll see in a minute, she's got a whole family of them behind her. So I hope you'll check that out at howtheowl.com if you're interested in purchasing one of those. And we'll be covering that and have the links in the description below. But guys, tonight again, we're dedicating this show to living kidney donors. We really want to spread awareness for organ donation. That's what this show is going to be all about tonight. And Brenda's going to share her incredible story with being a living kidney donor and why she started How the Owl, and of course why she's writing books. And guys, listen, you're in for a real treat. So I don't want to waste a whole lot of time. Really, definitely appreciate everyone for tuning in. Want to say again, Gene Simons tuning in. Hey, Gene, thanks again for sharing that. Really appreciate your support. And we're going to bring Brenda on really quickly. But I want to spend a special shout out to all my supporters, everyone who wished me a happy birthday. Yesterday was my 44th birthday. So I'm a grateful transplant recipient. I couldn't do any of that celebrating and hanging out with my family and celebrating the way that I did with my family if it wasn't for my donor. So definitely want to spend a special shout out to my donor and donor family. Man, I love you. Words will never express the gratitude that I have in my heart for you guys. And thank you for thinking of me because I was able to celebrate my 44th birthday. So God bless you. Appreciate you. Without further ado, guys, I'm going to bring on our guest, Brenda Cortez. Hope you guys are ready for this. Really appreciate Brenda doing the show tonight. She's got an incredible story. So let's welcome to the show, guys, Brenda Cortez. Hey, Brenda, how are you doing tonight?
Good. I'm doing great. And wow, that was a really cool intro. I loved all the pictures. You put a lot of work into that. Thank you.
Oh, not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. You just recently had me on your podcast, your show that you do on Facebook, and I really appreciated it, and I thought it was amazing. And so I wanted to bring you on my show and feature you as well.
Yeah, well, thank you. And it was an honor to have you on the show. Your story is amazing and inspiring, and you truly are blessed to
Yep.
be. So thank you
Oh,
for doing
most
that interview with me.
most definitely. And Jean Simon is tuning in. She says hello to you,
Hi,
and
Jean.
I know she's a huge supporter of yours, and of course, Don Kurkowski is a huge supporter as well. We were talking about her a little bit backstage,
Yep, both
and
of them
so
are kidney recipients.
yep. So, Brenda, you are a living kidney donor, and I wanted you to go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit, and then you can kind of maybe go into your story a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, not a problem. So yes, I am a living kidney donor and I donated, it's now 16 and a half years ago. So it seems like forever ago. Um, but honestly, it was really just, it was a blessing for me. So it all started at my children's school, and my kids were in second grade and fifth grade. And I was helping coordinate this volunteer event. And Pam was another mom at the school. Her kids were in the same grade with my children. So, we sort of knew each other. And just asking her about helping with this. It was going to be a monthly event. And she said she could only help with the first one because she was going to be um, having the fistula put in to start
Mm-hmm.
dialysis. And she was looking for a kidney donor. And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know anything about living kidney donation. Um, I knew that I had it on my driver's license and that, I would be, if I could, an organ donor. So, this was all very, very new, but I just said, what do you need to do, to be a living donor? What does she need? And it was blood type. Um, it's different now. There's a lot of it's easier for
Mm-hmm.
her. She is O blood type, so she needed somebody that was O, and so that was the first step. And I'm like, all right, well, I have O blood type. Um, she's O positive. I'm O negative. Um, as far as I know, that the positive and the negative doesn't necessarily matter.
No, it doesn't.
Right. So sometimes though, when I see people that are searching, that they're looking for a kidney, and when they say, I need O positive, and then I'm like, oh no, don't like limit yourself, and now you just excluded potentially all like the O negative people, and that you can get from potentially any O person. So, um, again, yeah, I learned about that. Um, and then the next step was to give blood samples. So it was a lot, I forget how many tubes, but a lot of tubes of blood. And
Oh
then they
yeah.
did their thing, their matching thing. And a couple months later, um, found out that I was a match, which I honestly like, I wasn't surprised. I just feel like I knew in my heart, like the moment I was talking to Pam, that like I was going to be a match for her. And again, not knowing anything about it, just boom, here it was presented. Um, and I know now, like looking back, like that's just all part of God's plan, and
Sure.
was just the beginning of so many other things, and this journey of raising awareness and all the other things that we'll talk about. Um, but so then that was Thanksgiving time that we found out, that I was a match, and then did further testing, make sure I have two kidneys,
Hmm.
um, all the rest, like am I healthy enough to donate? So
Yeah.
the very, very intense, um, health checkup. So that everything worked out. I was in my younger 30s at the time. And so then in March, so basically 6 months from the time that we initially talked about it, then um, the transplant took place then March 23rd, 2005. And Pam, we're on Facebook. We don't like see each other really in person. We did for one event through our transplant center like a few years back, but she does still have my kidney, and as far as I know, it's still working really well for her. So I'm happy.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So when you got the opportunity to be a living kidney donor, it sounds like to me it was kind of a no brainer for you. What really like what was the thought process? Was there any time that you thought, nah, I don't know, or what you were pretty sure of yourself? Sounds like.
I was. I just, like I said, I just knew inside that that was what I was meant to do. At that moment, I basically put myself in her shoes. Like, okay, she's a mom, just like me. Her kids are the same age, and gosh, if I was sick and needed help, I would want someone else to help me if they could. So
Sure.
that's how I looked at it. Um, I think I had to think maybe second thoughts only when people would bring things up to me. Um, and I basically had to like shut them down and
Mm-hmm.
make them feel better. Like, oh, and I hear this
Sure.
from pretty much almost every living donor, that there's, family or friends or whoever, and then they present you with all the what ifs. Well, what if someone in your family needs one someday? What if your kids will need one someday? And what, how could you do that for somebody you really don't know?
Yeah.
And your family. And just is like, okay, well, if everybody sat there and said what if, what if, what if, then yeah, there wouldn't be any living donation going on,
Sure.
and it would be a whole different world. So um I just
Yeah, yeah,
trusted.
it seems like the whole organ donation thing doesn't happen for people. They don't think about it until it hits their doorstep. Like if someone needs one, or in their family, or or immediate family, or them themselves end up getting sick and needing a life saving organ. So it seems like it doesn't come into people's mind. And I don't know if that's because we're just not educated enough and there's not enough info out there and people talking about it and sharing about it. But, I have to honestly admit, I never thought about organ donation until I ended up in kidney failure. And now I'm like, please, please sign up, and I think we need to figure out how to change the mindset that whole ideal of becoming an organ donor. I think it just needs to be more commonly thought of. What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts exactly. And that is a big reason for what I do with my children's books.
Yeah,
So if we can just start talking about it and have all these different books that explain, you know, being a donor, being a living donor, a recipient, and just like it's,
yeah,
common, it's normal, it's not scary, then I think
sure.
that, yeah, that's just boom, it's going to be in
And
children's heads like, oh, I've been learning about this, all throughout school versus, oh, all of a sudden it's
and
time to get your driver's license and
yeah,
the first you
and
hear of it.
what and one thing I think that everyone needs to know and dismiss this myth about living life with one kidney, because a lot of people, it was amazing to me when I talked to people about living life with one kidney or donating one kidney. They were like, if I give you my kidney, then I'll die or I'm going to end up sick. And so I'm like, no, that it doesn't work like that. Like, you're going to be fine. And I'm living life right now with one kidney, and you're living life right now with one kidney. So it's definitely possible. And I think that's something that we definitely need to get clear across the board, is that if you decide to be a living kidney donor, you can live life and thrive with one kidney.
Yep, most definitely. And yeah, I mean, I'm how many years out already? So
Yeah. So we had a quick question from Shane, and shout out to Shane Blanchard from Midwest Kidney Warriors. He's in the state of Iowa, so he's not too far from you, I'm guessing.
yeah.
Uh, so Shane had a little question here. He was wondering about your donor and how her health has been, and if she's ever had an ultrasound or anything like that on her kidney.
Um, well, we don't keep in like close contact. I honestly didn't even hear from her for a
Yeah.
long time until um, Facebook came around
Yep.
more and then we connected.
Yeah.
Um, so I will tell you at the when we were at 9 years, I
Mm-hmm.
did see her at church. So we saw each other in person.
Sure.
Um, it was pretty cool. It was Christmas Eve, and she had shared with me that at that time, um, from her last checkup, that they told her
Mm-hmm.
that her, the 9-year-old kidney was essentially acting more like a 2-year-old kidney. So that was great.
Yeah.
um, but I don't know if she's had like an ultrasound. Um, I know she's had some other health issues, like as far as a heart.
Sure.
Um, I believe she's in her 60s now,
Yeah.
and but yeah, that's really
Sounds
all I.
like she's doing well. Sounds like she's
I
doing
believe
very well
so.
with your
Yeah,
donated kidney. So that's amazing.
yeah.
And speaking of, you were speaking about your children's books that you had written as well. And believe it or not, the way I created this poster, I didn't plan this, but how the Owl, guys, is my co-host. I got a How the Owl here, but if you look above me, he's sitting right here. So that's my co-host for the night, right there, How the Owl. And the way I position the video or the poster, I promise I didn't plan that. But that's the co-host for the night. And so, but let's talk a little bit about why you started How the Owl and how it all began, and let's talk about that for a little bit. So,
Sure.
how did you start How the Owl?
Um, well, I gotta go back like a little before to for it to make sense. So
Sure.
when my kids were, younger, when I was donating, um, like there weren't any resources. So it's like I feel like it's so long ago. Like there wasn't Facebook. Like there wasn't even anything for me really. I begged my transplant center, like, can I just talk to somebody that's donated? Don't you have any kind of mentor or anything? Nope, nothing. And so yeah, let alone like not anything to help my kids too. So but we managed, and I know that my kids, they were probably worried a little. Their mom's going to have surgery, and um it was a little scary, but I know they were proud of me. So we fast forward. So my daughter was the fifth grader. So now she is a senior in high school, and she wrote her essay to get into college. And she centered that essay around my kidney donation. And it inspired her to want to be a better person and help others. But it was also scary. And so when I read that, I was like, oh, yeah, sure it is was more scary than I even realized at the time. And, I know that there wasn't any resources. I looked at that moment and I'm like, I don't really think there's much out there yet either. So, like,
Yeah.
I should write something and, help other kids that have somebody that's, having surgery, donating a kidney, and, the,
Mm-hmm.
the whole transplant thing. So, I ended up writing my very first book, which was pre-Howl. I told this from my daughter's perspective, and it's this one. My mom is having surgery, a kidney story.
Oh,
And
awesome.
so it's just Kaylee was her name, and she's concerned, talking to me, her mom.
Uh-huh.
I'm helping explain like what it is that I'm doing, and how
Yeah.
in the hospital. So um,
Backstage, you had a whole stack of those books that you've written.
what was that?
I said backstage, you had like a whole stack of those books that
Oh,
you had written.
yeah.
Quite a few.
Here's all of the Howl books then.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, so I just wanted to kind of set the stage of that's how it
Sure.
all started for me writing. And then so that book, again, helping kids that have somebody going through,
Yeah.
yeah, donating.
The whole ordeal.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So people were suggesting or saying, "Oh, that book would be really good for children's hospitals," and I actually said, "Well, man, not really, because it's not the child that's sick. It's
Mm-hmm.
like the parent that's going to be in the hospital and not them."
Mm.
So that's when I said I need to write another book, and so I wanted to have a cute character. Um, I was thinking I wanted an animal character. Kids like animals. And so I came up with a saying, it just popped into my head, like, help others with love. And I'm like, hey, that's
Mm-hmm.
an acronym that spells out or howl. So I'm like, ooh, howl. And then it rhymes with owl.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that can be my character, Howl the Owl. So
Yeah.
that's essentially how he came to be.
Uh-huh.
And then my very first book, in which I would at the time when I wrote this one, when I first thought of it, I didn't even know like it would be a series. But then I was like, oh yeah, this can be an organ donation series. Whoops, gotta move that right. So Howell gets a heart, so he gets a heart transplant,
Okay. Awesome.
and then I knew I wanted to also write something where, and this would be a more sensitive topic, um, where the child has somebody that passes away and they become an organ donor.
Okay.
So that is based on a real story. The Hal Gets a Heart one, based a little bit on a real story of just somebody that I know that
Mm-hmm.
shared that their nephew had a heart transplant. But otherwise, prior to writing, I didn't really know
Yep.
much about heart transplant or know anybody that had it.
So basically, this becomes more of a conversation piece and a conversation starter. I think when people start asking about it, especially that the is wrote right here on the T-shirt, or what the initials "how" mean. I think
Yeah.
that's great because, of course, kids are definitely drawn to stuffed animals, and um, owls have become kind of popular. I know. Was it one year they did owls for? I don't know. Was it Christmas or I don't know, but it seemed like owls got really popular in the last couple of years. I seen it in like different
They
shops
did.
and stuff where people would decorate with owls and different
Mm-hmm.
things. And
Yep.
yeah, but this I think it's awesome. I had to have one just for my own collection. This sits on my shelf. I have a shelf with my kidney advocacy stuff, different books and stuff. So he sits right next to the book that we're going to talk about here in a second. But again, guys, if you're interested in all what we're talking about, you can go over and check it out at howtheowl.com. And I'm going to actually, I can do this really quickly. I'm going to share my screen and show you guys the website while we're online here. That way you guys get an idea of what this actually looks like, so that it'll be really quick for you guys. And here it is right here. And howtheowl.com. And as you guys see, I'm going to make this a little bit better for you guys so you guys can see that a little bit better. Let's see. There it is. There we go. And so, as you guys can see, the website there, and How the Owl was created to inspire love and kindness, also bring awareness to organ donation. His unique name conveys his message of help others with love. Hal's mission is brought to life through his book series and plush How the Owl. And you can actually order this right here on the website. And there's different links here that all kind of information on this website. So if you're interested at all in a How the Owl, you can definitely go check it out at howtheowl.com. We'll have the links in the YouTube description, most definitely. So you guys can go check it out. And I believe most of the proceeds go to Donate Life America. Is that what you're doing with that, or
partial proceeds? Yep.
Partial proceeds?
Yep.
Partial proceeds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Awesome. But I think it's awesome. I think this is a great conversation starter, definitely with children. And again, guys, he's my little co-partner tonight, so co-host. He's kind of sitting right next to me.
Adults love him as much as children do, which is awesome.
Kyle says I need to snuggle with it and love on it. So there you go, Kyle. Little snuggle, little love there. And
here, move my camera so we can see all of them that homes.
Yeah, she's got a whole slew of them there. So, but awesome. Hey, I want to send a quick shout out to Mr. Steve Belcher, Steve the Kidney Nurse on YouTube. He's the founder of Urban Health Outreach Media Network. So you guys need to check them out over here on YouTube, also on Facebook. They're doing amazing things. So definitely want to send a shout out to Steve Belcher, the Steve the Kidney Nurse. Thanks for tuning in, Steve. And Tammy Robinson. Thank you, Tammy, for chiming in with us tonight. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate you for your support for Hope with Jonathan. But again, guys, you can check that out at howtheowl.com. It's a great idea. Like I said, she's got those books over there as well. So you can order a book. You can also order the How the Owl to go with it. So really cool way to illustrate and talk about organ donation, whether it's heart, lung, kidney, what have you. She's got it on there. So we also want to discuss. Second Chance popped in. Philip Harris Jones. Thank you very much, Philip. Appreciate you. Thanks again for chiming in and watching us tonight and supporting Hope with Jonathan. So, Brenda, you're an author. You're not only an author of these How the Owl series books, but you're also an author of a book called Because of Organ Donation. So let's talk a little bit about that and why you decided to write a book. It's based upon a collection of inspiring stories celebrating the gift of life of transplant. And these are amazing stories. I watched some of the interviews, and boy, some of them, Matt, wow, you just need to sit there with your tissue box because they are in depth and pretty emotional.
Yes, definitely. But hopefully they're all, like the subtitle says, inspiring stories.
Actually, yes, most definitely. Most definitely.
So, I was part of a different book where I wrote a chapter and shared my journey. And it wasn't about, the overall book wasn't about organ donation. But my particular chapter was a purpose becomes a passion. And so I shared how my purpose of donating a kidney has turned into the passion of, me raising awareness and writing books and all of this. But I really liked the concept of, different chapters written by different people. And I thought, that would be great for a book about organ donation with all different stories. and whether it's living donors, recipients, some shared chapters, donor families, and all different organs. So
Sure.
I was like, I knew I was connected to so many people, through social media, and I know a lot of the different stories, and I wanted though stories of people that they're doing something more because of organ donation. So whether they are that living donor, recipient, or donor family, they didn't just either like receive their gift and that's that, living life, like you,
Yep.
Jonathan, where you're passionate now and you want to help others and raise
Yeah.
awareness, and
Absolutely.
some of the people have started foundations, just using whatever kind of platform they can, um, to talk about organ donation. So
Yeah.
uh, that's what I did. I invited people, and I know that there's so many, so many amazing stories, of people
Oh
doing
yeah.
wonderful things because of organ donation. Um, this book was well received. It came out this past April, during Donate Life Month. Um,
There's 25 stories in here, right?
yeah, so I have the first chapter,
Mm-hmm.
revised my chapter from that other book that I was a part of, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, invited for 25 others to write their chapter, and I
Yeah.
did the content editing, put everything together. So technically my name is on it, but I always refer to it as our book,
Mm-hmm.
because it is essentially, you know,
Yeah, I see a name I recognize in here, Joe Lafferty. He wrote you a little forward here at the beginning.
yeah,
Yeah, Joe Lafferty. Yeah, that's Coach Joe.
it
Yeah.
is. He
Yeah.
has a book too. Um,
Yeah, just was it just in time?
yes, hold on,
Yeah.
because I have it down here.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's an amazing advocate, and we've actually crossed paths on Instagram, and he's got a great story. Amazing advocate. He works a lot with the NKF. So Joe Lafferty. Yep,
so you're,
that's him. That's
yep.
Coach Joe. Yep,
He also does a
and
lot with Donate Life Hollywood too.
yeah, yeah, he's a great guy. So, this book has a lot of great stories in here, guys. I'm seeing some lots of great photos of people in here and patients, with their stories. And like I said, she interviews based upon this book on over on Facebook. If you're not already following the page of because of organ donation over on Facebook, she's been doing interviews over there. I don't know if you're fully complete with that series yet, or if you're still interviewing people based on this book.
Yeah, I'll continue interviewing people. So
Hmm.
how I started doing the interviews was I wanted to bring a few of the chapter authors on if they wanted
Hmm.
to at a time, just to give a little background and let people see who they are.
Sure.
And that was really well received. And I thought, you know what? There's so many other great stories. So I'm just going to continue doing this. And that's
Sure.
just how it went. That I'm all right. Somebody has a story that they want to come on and share, then I'm happy to bring them on, just like you. But again, mine
Yep.
for now is just, um, it's live on Facebook on that page. And then obviously then it's there to view at
Well,
a later date.
you're definitely doing an amazing job. Like I said, I've caught a lot of the interviews and definitely shared them for you. And I think you're doing an amazing job. Awesome host, and the stories are amazing. And again, guys, this is the website because of organdonation.com. You can actually order the books right straight from this website. And of course, 25 different stories in here. Each chapter will tug at your heartstrings. Hear the what inspired living donors to willingly donate an organ, and that right there is a great reason why to purchase this book, especially if you've ever been on the cusp or even thought about considering to be an organ donor, this right here, this book may be able to help you convince you to possibly want to step up and be a donor based on these other living donor stories. I definitely think that helps encourage people and helps them dismiss myths and a lot of questions. I'm sure there's people that have a lot of questions about organ donation, being a living donor, especially being a living kidney donor. People have lots of questions when it comes off. So by purchasing the book and reading other people's stories, and can help convince them that, hey, I can thrive after I give an organ. I can still live a normal life if I give my organ to someone else in need. And so I just definitely wanted to let you guys see what the website kind of like, show you where you can find the book. Of course, I've got the website right here. But hey, guys, definitely go check out this website because this is an amazing book. And again, I want to send a special shout out to Jen Benson. Jen Benson actually gifted me this book and sent it to me. And so big shout out to Jen Benson from Transplant Journeys. She's a huge advocate. She's been on my show too, and I think a lot about Jen and Transplant Journey and Sam that works with her. He's a great advocate. He's a heart transplant recipient, and
Yep. Yeah.
so they're great people. And but guys, again, go check this out. Go check out her Facebook page because of organ donation. And you know what, guys, definitely go see about our friend here, our supporter, our co-host, Mr. Hal the Owl. Help others with love. We'll got his
I wanted to
T-shirt.
make sure I showed this book too, since your
Sure.
show focuses on kidneys. So yeah, Hal learns about kidneys and dialysis. And in this one, Hal's grandpa is on dialysis and looking for a kidney donor. And he's curious, like, where does grandpa go? Because he goes to in center, and what
Okay.
they do. Um, and then they're also looking for a living kidney donor. They're searching while he's listed. And here's just while he's sitting in his dialysis chair. And then here that they're looking for a kidney donor.
Oh, cool.
Just
So there's
because,
color pages and illustration in there, and kind of showing you what he's going through.
yeah. And then they go to Howell's school and they even talk about it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So just
So
wanted to make sure that we talked about that book as well. And then the Because of Organ Donation book, I just want to, point out a lot of your viewers, listeners, if they're searching for a kidney, reading the stories of the people that received kidneys could potentially give them ideas on how to go about finding their kidney donor, their living kidney donor.
sure.
And I know just from a lot of the interviews that I've done, I've had a lot of different living donors come on and share.
Hmm.
So many more people are donating just to people they don't know. They just feel inspired, by seeing something, just
And they
bloom.
call that altruistic donor when they don't know the donor or they just do it. It's like an altruistic.
Yep. Yep. But just it's amazing this program through NKR, the National Kidney Registry.
Uh huh.
And I think it's just really, really changing things. So if somebody, you're looking for a donor and like, oh, they're not a match for me, enter into this program and have
Hmm.
your potential donor donate to somebody that they're the best match for. And then
Hmm.
it's can be paired exchange. It doesn't have to be necessarily, the exact paired exchange, depending on how it goes. Like they just go donate and then the intended recipient gets a voucher. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to point that out because I feel like a lot of people don't really realize that yet, and
Yep.
you know, don't even say when you're searching for a kidney, don't even give a blood type. Just,
Right.
whoever, like, if you're willing, let's get this started and
Right.
make it work through all the different, opportunities and channels that are available.
The blood type is important information, but with the paired exchange and and then the voucher program that you're kind of talking about and all that, it's becoming more of like just get your name in there and not don't really worry about so much about stressing out about your blood type. Like
Yeah.
we discussed before about the RH factor, the plus or negative, and all that stuff, and everyone knows the O is the most common blood type, but and the reason why they go so quickly is because they're compatible with A and B, and so as soon as an O comes available, they're just gone. So but like I said, with programs like the paired exchange, a voucher program, things like this gives hope. This gives new life for people that have problems with compatibility with blood types, things like that. And then, of course, now we're seeing things come to light, like and getting further to research with the pig kidney situation. That was exciting to see. I don't know how many more years we got to go with that, but it was exciting to see that in the news. And then, of course, the
Mhm.
research with the kidney X, the bio kidney, and all this stuff. So, I think within our lifetime, we're going to see advancements that are really going to benefit the kidney community and help kidney patients that are in need. Because like I was looking at the statistic today. Over 100,000 people waiting for a life-saving transplant, and about 93,000 of them are kidney patients, which is an incredible amount of patients. And 12 people are dying daily waiting on a life-saving kidney, which is a staggering statistic, really is.
Mhm.
And it's actually quite frightening when you think about how many people are waiting and dying daily waiting on that organ. And so we definitely want to talk about registering at donatelife.net. If you're not already a registered donor, it's easy to do. You can actually do it off of your iPhone. I'm not sure about Android devices, but on your iPhone, you can actually go in the health app department, just click on the health app, and you can actually register to be a donor right off of your phone. And you can do that at the DMV. There's so many different ways that you can do it. You can just go online to donatelife.net and you can sign up to register to be a donor. But, if you're interested in all and becoming a living donor, contact us. We definitely have some avenues and some routes that we can send you directly to that, depending upon based upon where you're at in the country and all that stuff. But we can definitely get you pointed in the right direction to be able to be a donor. But well, Brenda, I really appreciate you coming on doing the show tonight. It's been an incredible interview, and hey, our little co-host here, he wanted to kind of chime in again. My little Hal the Owl guy.
Yeah. Too bad he
So
doesn't.
he wanted to wave his little wave his little wing there and say
Yeah.
good night. And really appreciate everything that you're doing in the community. I think it's awesome, and huge. You got a huge heart. You gave one of your kidneys, so send a huge shout out to you and appreciate you for what you've done. And I mean, just keep doing great things. I mean, it's awesome what you're doing.
Yeah.
And
I appreciate you having me on, and
yeah,
yeah, just share the message, Howell's message, help others with love.
yeah. Well, hey guys, again, we've talked about where to find both of these items. You can find them at howtheowl.com. You can find our book at becauseoforgandonation.com. And we definitely appreciate everyone for tuning in tonight to Hope with Jonathan. This has been an incredible interview, lots of information shared, great story. So, again, go over and check out Brenda's Facebook page at Because of Organ Donation over there on Facebook. She's doing some interviews based off of that book. which are incredible. I was actually on her show too, and I uploaded that to the YouTube channel, so you can actually go to Hope with Jonathan and actually watch that interview if you'd like to. It covers basically my kidney disease journey and my kidney transplant journey. Cover my even my kidney failure journey. So it's all in that interview, and it was a great interview with Brenda. So, but guys, I hope you definitely will go check out her both of those websites. Like I said, the links will be in the description of the YouTube video, and we really appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. Brenda, you want to send a special shout out to anybody before we close out the show?
Just special shout out to all of my Howell ambassadors, people, Dawn Kirkowski, Jean
Hey,
Sen.
Don.
Yeah, I know you guys you love Howell and do everything you can to share him and his message, and I really, really appreciate that. And everyone else who follows and has purchased Howell and his books and
Yeah.
you.
Well, hey guys, tomorrow night at 5 o'clock Central Time, 3 o'clock Pacific Time, and then that would be, what's that, 5 o'clock Central, so it'd be 6 o'clock Eastern Time. We're going to be having a kidney conference broadcasted right here on Hope with Jonathan's network. We're going to have, we've collaborated with Philip Harris Jones and Tafaro Cook with kidney care coaches. So guys, I hope you guys will tune in tomorrow night. We're going to have lots of information shared, all about kidney prevention, kidney disease prevention, and you. So we're going to talk about all kind of stuff, renal diets, and we have a nephrologist on there, and just renal dietitian, and all kind of different information that's going to be shared. So if you're a kidney warrior, you're watching this show, maybe you've been just recently diagnosed, maybe you're on dialysis, maybe you're waiting for transplant, or maybe you're a kidney transplant recipient like myself, you definitely want to tune in because there's going to be some great information shared tomorrow night right here on Hope with Jonathan, 6 p.m. Central, or 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. I'm sorry, the times are kind of messing with me because I just had a birthday, so I'm getting a little bit older. The time started messing with me a little bit, but I shared the information on my Facebook, Instagram page, and you guys will be able to find all the times and stuff. But it's going to be a great time. So I hope you guys will tune in for that. But we definitely want to send a special shout out to all of our supporters. Again, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, we'd love for you to go over and subscribe to us. It's completely free. And we definitely appreciate Brenda for everything that she's doing and for this great interview tonight. You guys stay safe out there. Take care. Remember to love on everyone and take care of your kidneys. God bless you.